We want to be the best climbing store on the planet, and we believe that building systems and writing them down so everyone who's here now can do them and everyone in the future can do them is going to help us accomplish that. Money from the bonus pot that we do profit sharing, money goes into a bonus pot. That's a different video. It's how we're going to reward those who are doing tickets. It's a great way to learn problem solving and get rewarded when you do. So this video is going to go into what is a ticket and all the questions that you may have about it. What is a ticket? It's a permanent solution to a problem. It is not doing your routine job. It's not doing my routine job. It is seeing a problem and fixing it with a system and telling everybody about it. Now, a rarely done task, like an annual thing that needs to be done, is still not a ticket. As long as there's a system built around it and you're just operating that thing, not a ticket. If you make it a system so anybody can do that, it's a ticket. Our tickets are scored based on 5 different things we'll go into later, but why is it scored? What's really cool about this system is I'm able to give granular feedback on the parts you did great on and then reward you for those parts instead of just focusing on the 80% you didn't do good or the 20% you didn't do good, which sometimes it's only 3% you didn't do good, but we can celebrate the 97% that you did, and then you get paid for that 97% with the bonus. How much is a ticket worth? Well, they can typically have a big range because some things are very easy to do and some things take a month to implement. But at baseline, we're trying to do $100 per ticket that you can pull from the bonus pot, which 10% of the profit fills up the bonus pot, and you can pull out $100 every time you do a ticket. Now, a couple things are going to happen where you're not going to want to do something that's massive for $100, so you are less likely to bite off too much. And so you're able to break this down into smaller bite-sized pieces. If you do something super simple, we could always be like, here's 20 bucks. But the idea is that it's about $100 worth of bonus value. Now, keep in mind, you're getting paid while doing it. If it takes you 4 hours, that was the equivalent of $25 per hour of effort in a bonus, plus you got paid, let's say 25 hypothetically. It's 50 bucks an hour for making something better for either the customer, you or the people you work with, or making the company money. If it is a big project and cannot be broken down into a smaller chunk, then it can be pre-approved to be worth more. Simple enough. How long should a ticket take? It's not based on time. It's based on value. There's some tickets that I've done in 30 minutes or less, and they probably saved the company $50,000. How much is that worth? Probably at least $100. So $100 in a half an hour, pretty good. If we get a storage shed, because we're outgrowing the store, and there's a lot of like manual work to get that moved over and like build it out really nice, that's going to be more hours. Could be worth a little bit more in a bonus, but some things are just going to take longer than others because organizing a storage shed is important. It just doesn't save the company $50,000. And so we kind of want to separate out time and value, but also we could make a ticket worth more or less. All I know is on average, I spend 4 hours, almost never more than 4 hours on a ticket. Oftentimes it's only 2. And so $100 makes a lot of sense for most of the tickets that I'm doing and most of the tickets that I'm grading. How do the points work? To keep it simple, we're making 1 point worth $1, and there's 5 sections, 20 points each. What happens if I don't get all the points? If you get 80 points, you get $80, and $80 is taken out of the bonus pot and given to you. The other 20 that you did not get stays in the bonus pot. You'll also know why you didn't get the other 20 points. It'll be very clear, and more often than not, people already know why they didn't get it, but you get rewarded for the part you did do good. What's cool is the very next day, you can crush it on the next ticket and get all 100 points. Who gets points? Anyone on the How Not To team, including me. But I don't want the points. It's literally, I'm trying to pay people to like take that off my plate. Doing tickets takes away from my work as a CEO and content creation, which like supercharge the growth of this channel. I just did a text message that may have resulted in $100,000 in sales. I want to do more of that. Now, if I have to help do part of your ticket, I'm going to get some of those points. If I'm engaging with this, I'll get points. But anybody on the How Not To team, anybody new, maybe there might be a 30 days, you don't get any points, you really need to focus on learning the job first, but that's separate. But anybody who wants to add value to the business, please take my money. But as we're growing, we're going to be hiring different roles. We got a team in Taiwan now. We're going to have a sales team. We're going to have a COO. And so everyone's going to kind of be participating differently towards adding value. And so the bonus pot will get divvied up based on what people are doing and how they're doing it. But tickets specifically can be done by anybody on the team. Quick tangent. The value of a good ticket is a system that other people can do without talking to you. Like they can just read how it's done, maybe watch a short video, screenshots of what to click, and operate it. And so if you want to go on a vacation, or you hurt yourself and you're taking time off, or you're just taking time off, or you leave, it reduces what is called single man risk. I am in front of the camera. I need to reduce single man risk of this channel within the next 2 years. And that way, if I got hit by a bus, the thing could continue because I think this should continue whether or not I'm in it. Same with anybody's role in the business. If you learn something and you don't tell anybody about it, did it help? No. And so it really reduces single man risk and helps everyone get better at running this thing better. So rant over. What is a ticket versus my job? Understanding roles, right? As a CEO, my job are expanding in new categories like rope access or arborist stuff. Do we find $250,000 like to borrow and increase inventory? Because that is leverage, scary. Do we invest in SEO or do ad spend? Big directional decisions are my job. That's not a ticket. It's not a system. That's literally my job. A COO or a general manager, they're making sure all the clipboards got done well, that all the tasks got done well, and that the right tickets are being worked on by the team. Maybe group tickets, that's another tangent, are being worked on strategically because some tickets could take 6 weeks when they could be done in 6 hours if everyone worked on them. Their job is to coach the team on doing tickets, tasks, and clipboards better. But notice none of that was doing a ticket. That wasn't a system. That's literally their job. Anybody on the store team? You got the daily stuff, which is what we call clipboards, and you got tasks, which are like as soon as it's done, is deleted forever. That need to be done every day. Something needs to be done every day on those. Those aren't tickets, but as soon as those are done, you can work on tickets, which is making things better. How do we break down the tickets into 5 categories? You got to identify the problem. I think that's a great skill to have. If you did that and nothing else, you could have 20 points because knowing that's a problem is half the battle. Identifying the right problem that needs to be solved in the order of what's on fire in the store is important, right? I could show you 100 problems in the store, but 99 aren't really worth solving today. And we write all these down in a Google Doc that we call a ticket. We name it the ticket. Writing clearly down the North Star of what you're trying to solve is going to help steer the solution that you're going to do, which is the next one. Sometimes it's just a light bulb that goes off for you. Sometimes it requires research. It's mostly brains, right? It's mostly problem solving. Identifying a problem and finding the solution don't always take very much time. So I want to be very clear which ones require what. What else, this is important, what else breaks if you do the thing? Some people come up with solutions and you're like, okay, but if you do that, it breaks these 5 other things we have going right now. So solution's very important. And this is why we micro-communicate, hey, I see this as a problem. Should I work on this as a ticket? Yeah. Hey, I think this is a solution. I'm like, ooh, well, how about this as a, yeah. And so that's why micro-communicating all the way down, you don't get to the bottom where you think you crushed it, and I go, oh my God, why'd you do that? Communication does wonders for customers and people on your team. Executing the solution, this is what most people think a ticket is. It is not it is 1/5 of the ticket. Doing the solution in baby steps. Journaling it out as you go in the Google Doc ticket, so somebody can pick it up where you left off. Also, that I know what effort it took. Taking it over the finish line. Most people are pretty good at doing about 80% of a thing. taking it over the finish line is it's not fun to do. But if you can do that, that's part of executing the solution. And our favorite thing here, break testing it. Break test to see if it works. Go to the Google form, click it, add an email, see if it hyperlinks often, notifies people, and see if you get the form, see what it feels like from the other side. Go on the homepage to see if it looks right. Don't just work on the back end of Shopify. Walk through the front door of your store, not just through the back door. And that's what a lot of business owners or people trying to solve problems do, is they work on it from one side and they don't try to break test it. And by the way, you don't have to break test it. You could have somebody unfamiliar with the system with fresh eyes break test it. That's worth 20 points. Saving the knowledge. Concisely writing it in the playbook for future team members preserves the knowledge forever. If you point to that part of the playbook in the bulletin, then everyone on the team currently knows what you did and how to do it. In the bulletin, we put everyone's name and you delete it as you read it so we know who hasn't read it. That was a great system that works great. If you go the other way and you have to add names, that gets weird. Micro-communication. Communicate all the way through. Hey, I'm going to do a thing. I think I'm going to do the thing this way. I started doing the thing. I'm about half done with the thing. So I'm almost done with the thing. I just really need to break test it. I think I did everything I need to do. I'm just going to have somebody else break test it. I wrote it all down. I had somebody else who hasn't broke tested it yet read it, and they understand how to do it from scratch without having to talk to me while I stood over their shoulder to make sure. Damn, take my money. Text me photos, or whoever's in charge of grading tickets in the future. Texting a photo goes a long ways. If you crushed it on a spreadsheet, literally take a photo of the screen and just text it and be like, this is going to solve a problem. And you're like, wow, that looks like it's going to solve a problem. Show proof it's been tested. In the example of being on the other side of either the Google form, the homepage, or whatever, text a photo, screenshot it, and put it inside of the Google Doc that it looks good at the checkout cart. Let's say we're making the checkout cart, thank you page better. Show a screenshot of it. Something I've been doing on my tickets lately is I'm screenshotting where I put it in the bulletin, right? Because if everybody deletes their name, that thing gets deleted. And if it gets graded too late, the cadence is going to be faster about grading, but then there's no proof it was put in the playbook. So it's nice to have proof all the way through. And that's worth 20 points. And so you do all of those like that. Damn. If everyone who's trying to solve a problem solves it with those 5 frameworks, if you're trying to solve a problem for a customer, damn, they're going to be blown away. They're going to be blown away at every level. If you work for somebody else, you are now a unicorn. And if you crush it on tickets all the time and want responsibility, you will be promoted through these actions. You can pack a box really good. I don't know if that would ever promote you. I don't even know if it would get you that much more of a raise, because packing a box has a threshold on how much it can be paid for. But this is where the growth and potential and all that startup vibes of high potential, this is it. This is the sauce. Group tickets are an interesting theory because sometimes when I work with people, just not too many people, 1 or 2 extra people on a single ticket. Mike, for example, I'm trying to figure out this gluing the ends of a rope thing. He's like, why don't we just glue all the ropes? And I was like, instead of using the hot knife, I was like, he's going to get a lot of points for that. And he just did it walking by the room. He didn't even do it. I was doing the ticket. We could accomplish more, better, more faster working as a group. But I think we also took it too far recently, and we have everybody working on one ticket, and so everyone's trying to just catch up. So there's probably a balance in there. But the idea is if you're taking off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it'd be nice if that ticket was still getting done. Because sometimes those tickets kind of just linger for too long. And so group tickets will get better ideas, but also they will get done faster. And when you show up on Monday, then that ticket's done. You can start working on another ticket. The other thing is, if you suck at a part of this ticket, you can delegate it and just do the part you're good at. Thrive where you thrive. Don't try to do stuff you're not good at. If you're busy, you can do 80% of a ticket, bounce out of town, delegate it off to somebody, and they could do 20% of the ticket. You've done all the work. They're happy to do it. And you come back to a ticket done. It's literally on your paycheck when you get home. Don't be a genius. You don't need to know everything. You need to be able to get people who are experts to help. Could be internally. You could ask me for help. You could go to Fiverr. You could go to your friend that you know from college who knows how to solve that problem. In order to get the $100 for the ticket, you don't need to always know everything about the ticket. Because if you're able to leverage other people's knowledge, you want to be in charge? With pre-approval through micro-communication, you can hire experts. Micro-communication, please don't spend money without talking to me. But I'm open to a lot of things. How to make a ticket. If you see a problem, you write it concisely on the points list. There's a whole big column of what's next to do. And whoever's in charge right now, that's me, is going to say, that's not a priority, that you could work on it, or that you need to finish the tickets you have. That's typically what comes out. If the tickets you currently have can no longer be worked on, and the group tickets are as far as they can go, we need another ticket to be worked on. Your ticket, your idea, the problem you identified could be that. And if it gets queued for 4 weeks, you could get the points for identifying the problem if you wrote it down concisely in the thing. And so somebody could just pick that up and go, that's still a problem. And nothing's changed about that problem. We're going to solve it now. So you can make tickets, just don't start working on them until it's the right ticket to work on. What if tickets are hard? Are they hard because you don't know how to do the thing? Real talk. It's either a chance to learn or delegate and hire experts. If you're in over your head and it feels overwhelming, that's a sign it's either too big of a ticket, which is the next thing. You need to either break it down into smaller chunks, worth about worth what the other tickets are worth, that were worth $100, or you need to work with somebody who knows how to do the thing, and it's a killer opportunity to learn. I think that's one of the benefits, is biting off a ticket you don't know how to do, because you're also getting paid by the hour to solve it. And so if you take 3-4 days to work on it, and you got a bonus for it, for not even being good at the thing, that's a pretty cool program. And that's how I want to help train the people that are here into becoming more skilled and better at the job. Now, if you want to see tickets and how they are graded, we do have videos about that, because I think it's very helpful to learn from other people's tickets. We do it on video namelessly, but it's important that you understand if there was no micro-communication here, how and why it was graded. So if you're entering into the system, you will be able to crush it. So you can go check out those videos. If you want to see them, you can go look at past tickets, because they are on the points tab that all of this is recorded on. Everything is on one tab under our follow-up sheet, and that is where it is graded, and it's hyperlinked to the tickets itself. It's pretty self-explanatory. Thank you for helping us solve problems. I hope you make a ton of money doing it. Cheers.